A lot of early reviews of Civil War have actually compared it to Batman vs. Superman, but you know, I think that's unfair. They're their own films. You know what, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to compare it to the other heroes or that other company, so without further ado, let's get into Civil War. The movie begins with a small team of the Avengers on a stakeout to stop Crossbones. Well, Crossbones' team of bad guys busts into the Center for Disease Control and starts taking from the place. Well, the Avengers stop Crossbones, but unfortunately they're innocent people caught in a crossfire, so that causes Thunderbolt Ross to fly in from DC, the capital. And he of course reiterates what we're all thinking. Yeah, the Avengers do some good, but there's always some collateral damage, whether it's some developing country or a thriving metropolis, a large city. I better quit while I'm ahead or the YouTube comments will tear me apart. I can't think of an online forum where the comments are Snyder. More sarcastic. There are some crazies out there who think that the superhero genre is oversaturated. Probably Trump supporters too. There is the tiniest bit of validity to that statement, the movie thing, not the Trump thing, as Captain America Civil War cost $250 million to make. In their defense, however, it must be tough trying to one-up the previous film every single time, especially when you're following up The Winter Soldier and Age of Ultron. Marvel partially solves this by making Civil War an Avengers movie, and that's one tough but fair criticism I have. It's not really a Captain America film. Sure, he plays an integral part of the story, but it's basically Marvel shoehorning one of their epic crossovers into a Cap movie. So what about the counter side to that argument? What about Iron Man? Surely with a character as big as Tony and a star as larger than life as Robert Downey Jr., it must be his story, right? Nope. But aside from Ross being the catalyst, Tony did kind of push the story along. What I really like about the Marvel Cinematic Universe is there's always consequences for our heroes, and Tony especially embodies that. His personal life is always affected by his choices that he makes as an Avenger, and he especially pushes the story forward when he's confronted by a mother who lost her son in Sokovia one dark night. Gloomy evening. But if I may be so bold, and I may because it's my YouTube channel, I actually thought that with all of the Avengers in this story, it was actually one of the new guys that the story belonged to. When I heard that Chadwick Boseman was cast as Black Panther, I was especially excited, and solely based on his performance as Jackie Robinson in 42. He carried that character with such inner strength, hidden pain, and silent grace. Maybe Black Panther could play baseball. Maybe I shouldn't racially stereotype one of Marvel's greatest black superheroes. I'm just glad that Marvel didn't pigeonhole T'Challa, and I will actually make the claim that this is his story that we follow in Captain America Civil War. He had the most development, the best character arc, and the best backstory. And they really show how much this character kicks ass. Jumps high, that barely scratches the surface when it comes to this character's power. Scratch the surface, you get, because he's a panther. It's a dad joke. I'm a dad, I'm allowed. To no surprise on any front, Marvel knew exactly what to do with the character, and Boseman absolutely nailed the performance and the accent. It is the one thing that I truly look forward to coming out of Civil War, especially when Ryan Coogler of Creed fame makes the Black Panther solo film in 2018. The future is bright for Black Panther, and he is for the win. Going from new and exciting to, again, but still exciting. You know a lot of talk is going to surround Spider-Man. Yes, Spider-Man again. Now, no, calm down, nerds. Don't get me wrong. I think Tom Holland did an amazing job. Spider-Man was hilarious, and his action scenes were fantastic. But there's no thrill behind Spidey. There's no mystery anymore. Except, god damn, when did Aunt May get so hot? I just hope that they don't push Spider-Man too much, or too soon for that matter, as I felt there were a lot of characters that deserved more screen time and didn't get it. Especially Vision and Scarlet Witch, as I felt their relationship and their solo characters had a lot of potential. Especially when it comes to Wanda's accent. Because as much as I love Elizabeth Olsen, Sokovia is apparently somewhere near Sherman Oaks, California. I really enjoyed their budding relationship, a seed that Whedon actually planted in Age of Ultron. Of course, I'm giving him credit. But the fact is, I also enjoyed their inner individual struggle. Wanda trying to understand and control her powers, and Vision trying to understand humanity, which apparently involved a snappy V-neck sweater and slacks ensemble. Their characters were indicative of one tiny problem. Fashion sense? The Avengers involved in this struggle chose a side of the Civil War for mere arbitrary reasons. Rhodey made sense. He chose Iron Man's side because he's a militant man who believes in controlled government actions. But aside from Cap, Iron Man, and Rhodey, the other reasonings were kind of weak. You would think that Wanda would join Tony's side because she's trying to control her powers, or maybe she chose Cap's side because she's seen evil dictators in Sokovia, who knows? The Vision really didn't seem to have a motive. He's dictated by logic and reason, and yet he chose Tony's side just cuz? Perhaps obeying his creator? Who knows? Who knows, but who cares? It's superheroes fighting one another. Ooh, be careful with that one. Without proper motivation, you could be slipping into Snyder-esque territory. The last couple little surprises I'll discuss is, number one, I was surprised that in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, a universe that prides itself on continuity, that Wanda not once mentioned the death of her brother. The first time that death actually mattered in this universe, and we just brushed past it, when it could have provided some much needed motivation for her character. But what is great, once again dealing with continuity, is things were irrevocably changed. Ties were broken. And just like Hawkeye and Iron Man coming out of retirement, there has to be consequences. And I look forward to those consequences and have faith in Marvel to bring them to light. The other surprise? That they did that CGI de-aging thing with Robert Downey Jr. And it was uncanny once again, how much he looked like his 19-year-old self. Hey, I work for Disney. I wonder if they would do that for me. Oh god, too far, too far. To no surprise, Captain America Civil War is an amazingly entertaining film. Hell, the fight scene in the airport is worth the price of admission alone. It may not be as carefully crafted as The Winter Soldier, but once again the Russo brothers show that they just truly get these characters and really know how to tell a good story. The Marvel Cinematic Universe and the Avengers franchise are in very good hands with these brothers, and Captain America Civil War is an earn it. Poll question, who is your favorite secondary or new Avenger? As always, leave your answers in the comments section below. Be sure to subscribe to Real School, follow me on Twitter, and of course, if you get anything out of Real School, you can always give a little back. Just click the link and you can become a member of my Patreon team. But until next time, school's out.